When I look out at all of you here right now, about to engage a topic that similarly inflames passions, the only thing I want to say to God right now is thanks. Faith-based religious education is honest and upfront about where it comes from. I just watched an episode of Breaking Bad that dealt with the aftermath of an air disaster over Albuquerque, and this resulted in the loss of about 167 lives. The local school held this special assembly where the students were encouraged to share their feelings about the tragedy. And so one student got up and said, "If God is good, how could he allow such an awful thing to happen?" Now, this is a really good question, and incidentally, the hardest for a believer to answer. The principal responded, nicely but firmly, "Can we just keep it secular, honey?" So at this school, there would be no addressing the elephant in the room, the problem of suffering and evil, one of the biggest questions of human existence. This example captures our situation today, where religion is taboo, best done in private rather than in public. So we often think that people of faith should leave behind their religious convictions when they step into the public square, because this should be a neutral, objective, value-free zone. Of course, this seems reasonable, since people of different faiths see the world differently, and that's bound to cause division. But as atheist philosopher Michael Sandel points out, there is no neutrality, only the pretense of it. His point is that everyone has vested interests in something, and so it's unfair to single out people of faith as the ones who especially need to leave behind their deepest convictions as a condition of entering the public sphere, especially when they're part of the public as well. Now, I really get that people are resentful of Christendom, where Christian voices had the mic for hundreds of years and used that privilege to impose their views on other people. But to insist today that we don't want to hear from faith-based perspectives at all, whether in public or in a public school, well, doesn't this just swap one imposition for another? Additionally, ridding faith from the public overlooks the fact that personal faith motivates people to contribute to the common good. If Tim Costello, for example, could only do faith on Sundays, then the work of organisations like World Vision, which I'm sure we are all glad for, just wouldn't exist. Now, the principal in Breaking Bad felt uncomfortable with any God talk in that school assembly. I can understand that. But here's a kid struggling with a fundamental problem of human existence. Not only did she not get an answer, she wasn't even allowed to pose the question. Ruling out that kind of discussion entirely shows that we've decided that education shouldn't concern itself with ultimate questions of life: why we're here, what's the meaning of it all.